Campuzano, Castillo Coto, Castillo, Estrella Benítez, Aramillo y Thiago, Macías Ángel, Macías Ángel is here.
Here.
Okay. Pinargote Maeva. Pinargote. Okay. Solis Iker.
Here.
Aspiazu García.
Present.
Méndez Juliana. Méndez. Arriaga Jocelyn.
Here.
Campaña Matías. Campaña. Matías is here. Gaibor Miranda.
Present.
López Vera. Víctor. Seminario María Emilia. Toasa Bravo. Toasa. Okay. And Vasco Villacreces.
Present.
Okay. Okay, very good. Now. Okay, today for second and third bachelor, today we have a grammar, okay? But for third bachelor, this is a review, and for second bachelor, it's a new grammar topic, okay? So, okay. Stay here. Okay, so today we have the topic about past perfect, okay? Let me see. Okay, over here. We have the past perfect simple. Before to introduce and to do the exercise using past perfect simple, we have to see or look, okay, a video about this topic. Let me see what video. Okay. Over here we have a short video about the past perfect, okay?
Perfect. The past perfect tense is used to describe an action that happened before an action in the simple past. The formula is subject plus had plus past participle. We can use the past perfect to tell us which event happened first. For example, if we add the word had to this sentence, Peter had moved to Paris, we know that this action happened first. But if we put had in the other sentence, Mary had found a job in Paris, now this action happened first. Here's an example. He failed his test because he hadn't studied. Here we use the past perfect tense to describe the first action and the past tense to describe the second action. Another example. She had not seen snow until she visited Canada. Again, we use the past perfect to describe the first action and the past simple to describe the second action. Using the past perfect can change the meaning of a sentence. Let's compare the two sentences. When he arrived, the train left, versus when he arrived, the train had left. In the first sentence, when he arrived, the train left, this means he arrived and the train left immediately after. But if we say, when he arrived, the train had left, this means that the train left first, and then he arrived. So, he missed the train. In addition, the past perfect can be used to express a past wish or a regret. For example, he wishes he hadn't drunk so much last night. The past perfect
Okay, so we have the past perfect, okay?
is
So we have the past perfect. So how do we use the past perfect? First of all, we have the subject, then we have had, and verb in past participant. Okay. Okay. Past perfect. Okay, how do we recognize when do we use past perfect? Okay. Over here we have this table, tense. Okay. This part we have past, present, and future. Okay. Past, present, and future. Okay. So suppose we have two sentences or two actions happen in past. For example, we have a good example when he arrived, the train left. These two sentences, okay, are in simple past. But what about if we add this word, had? For example, had left. Before, without this word, had, these two actions, okay, happen in the same time, okay? But if we add this word, had, one action, okay, occur or happen before another action. For example, when he arrived, occurring past. Example over here in past. When he arrived, this is the action when he arrived. But this one, the train had left, happened before this action. Okay? So this one is over here, and this one happened before that he arrived. Okay, so we use past perfect to talk about actions happen before another action in past. Okay, but remember, we have to use past simple and past perfect. Okay, in past perfect, we have to use to connect with other situations in past using time words. For example, we can write or say the train had left when he arrived. Okay, and this statement, the meaning, okay, give and understand you that these actions occur in past. Yes, but one of these actions happened before two other one. What is the first action happened before? The train had left. And what is the other action happened in past? Yes, but after this one is when he arrived. How do we connect the past perfect and past simple, we use time words, okay? Or if you only want to use the past perfect and no past simple, yes, you can say only the train has left. Okay, it's okay because you use past perfect, it's okay. But if you want to add more information to say when this action happened in what time, you can use past simple, okay? So that is using about past perfect. We use the subject, it can be it, he, she, you, I, we, and they, or you can use a noun. For example, in this case, the train, the student, the ball, or any noun, okay? Then we have to use the word had. Always we have to use had. Had is a past of has and have. Over here we have has, have. These words are in present, okay? Present. The past of these words is have, only have, okay? Past, okay? And remember, then we have to use the verb in past participle, okay? For example, we have the verb in base form. Then we have verb in past simple. And then we have the verb in past participle. Verb in past participle. Okay? So verb in base form, for example, watch, verb in past simple, watched with ed, and verb in past participle, watch using, yes, of course, again, ed. Why this verb repeat again? Because this one is a regular verb, okay? Regular verb. Watch is a regular verb, okay? It's the same if we use the past of work, worked with ed. Regular verb. If we are using ER verb, okay, irregular verb. Regular verb, do, okay? For example, do the homeworks or do activity, any activity. The past of do or does, sorry, I forgot the does. Do and does. Okay? Do and does. The past of this word is did. This verb did. And then, oh, sorry. This is incorrect. Does is not. Does is for auxiliary. So now, did, okay? So, ok, chicos, si me ven un poco medio ido, es porque de verdad estoy muy mal, me siento muy mal y estoy ya dando manotazos de ahogados con esta gripe que tengo. Me siento súper mal. Ok, es verdad, aquí está bien, me voy a confundir. Ok, does is for singular. Okay, so sorry. So we have do and does, and then we have did. Okay, did is the past simple, verb in past simple. Okay, but verb in past participle, this verb change. In what form? Done. Because this is an irregular verb. It's the same with the verb eat. Okay. eat. In past simple, we use ate. But in past participle, we have to use eaten. Okay? So the regular verb, you don't have to memorize a regular verb because in past simple and past participle, always we use ed. But the irregular verb, you have to memorize, okay? In the internet, there are a lot of lists using irregular verbs in past simple and in past participle, okay? Only memorize the basic verb, eat, do, see, what else? Now, no, think, teach, what else? Have, yes. Sometimes there is a sentence, for example, using have or has, but in past. For example, I had this dog. Okay? Yes, it's okay. It's not incorrect. Why? Sometimes this one is like the first had is not a verb. It's like an auxiliary. This one, the next had, yes, this is a verb. Okay, so don't confuse. You can use this verb have in past have. Okay. If you see before the present perfect, you can use this one have had. Over here we use past perfect. So this one we have to use I had this toy. Yo había tenido este juguete. Okay? There's a meaning about had and have. Okay? So don't confuse. You can use sentences like this. Okay? So this is about the topic past perfect. What time is it? Okay, we have time. Okay. So over here we have exercise. Okay. Okay, no, sorry, I forgot the negative form. Yes. So this is in affirmative, but in negative, okay, using the same sentence. For example, the train has left. Okay, no, another one. Other sentence using had. Okay. He knew Paris because he had visited city many times. Okay, no, this one. He had, yes, it's okay. Okay, so over here we have, he had visited the city many times. This one is an affirmative, okay? Affirmative. Now, how do we transform this affirmative in negative? So we repeat the same sentence. He had visited the city many times. Okay? So the sentence is affirmative. To transform in negative, we have to add the word not. Or we can use the contraction hadn't. Okay? He had not visited the city many times or hadn't visited the city many times. Yes, the verb is always in past participle. Always. Okay? So you don't erase the ed. No, yes, you have to put the verb in past participle. So he had not or he hadn't visited the city many times. Now we have the negative form, but also we have the interrogative. Okay. Interrogative. For example, in interrogative with yes, no question, we use have, he visited the city many times, and the question mark finally. Okay. In interrogative form, using yes, no question, we use at the beginning had, then we use he. As you can see, the subject and the word had change their position. Okay. So this is a yes no question. Now, how do we answer this question? Yes. Do we have no? Okay, in this case, yes, he had, or no, he hadn't, or had not. Okay. Is a sentence say using, for example, you have to answer with I. Okay. It's the same case if you use, for example, they. In this case, you have to use the same personal pronoun they and they. But for example, had the students. So in this question is talking about a group of students, many people. So we have to use they. Or the students, yes, and I. So in this case, we have to use we. Okay. So you can use a noun, but you have to answer with a personal pronoun. Okay. That is in yes no question. Okay. But also we have double H question. For example, how many times he, no, how many times have he visited the city? Okay. And finally, the question. Okay. You can use yes, no questions or double H question. Okay. So we have the affirmative form, negative, and the interrogative form using yes, no questions or double H questions. Okay. So that's it, the topic about past perfect. Okay. So now let's look the exercise in the student book. So please, everyone, open the student book, page number 94. Okay. Over here we have the past perfect simple. Okay. So read example sentences and answer the questions. Okay. Then complete the rule. So over here we have the rule. When we tell a story, we use the past perfect. We often use the past perfect to talk about one event that happened before another event. In fact, there is a meaning about say before. For example, we have we have other graphic using past and using the time now. Over here we have the past tense. Okay, all this one is a past. Okay, but this, she died in a car accident on Madagascar. She had been there for 2 weeks. This part, she died, happened over here. But before she died, she had been there for 2 weeks on Madagascar. So this action, this one, she had been there for 2 weeks, happened before she died. Okay. How do we use these two sentences? She was there for 2 weeks before she died. So we connect. She had been there for 2 weeks. When or before, you can use before, that is another time word. She died in a car accident on Madagascar. Okay, or only say she had been there for 2 weeks. Okay, on Madagascar. Okay, that is using about past perfect. Or past perfect with had or okay, yes, we have contractions. Okay, for example, the same sentence in affirmative. He apostrophe did visited the city many times. Okay, he visited the city many times. Then he not visited the city many times. Okay, or the contraction he hadn't. Okay, but over here we have the contraction in affirmative. He apostrophe visited the city. We can use had visited, she visited, they visited, we visited, and you visited. Oh, it visited. Okay. There's a contraction. Okay. You can use this construction. Okay, but all we have to use the next verb in past participle. Don't forget this one. Okay. He visited, she visited, it visited, I visited, that visited, with visited, and you visited. Okay, you can use a contraction or he had, you had, she had, you had, they had, we have, and you have. Okay, so there is a use. Now we have to do this exercise. Okay. The number one, past perfect simple. Read the sample sentence and answer the questions, then complete the rules. Okay, so we have to. Okay, we have to choose the correct answer in the number one and in the number two. So, okay, Miss Vasco, please read this part. Fifth singer had Maria Jose Vasco. Read this part. Fifth singer.
What is
Fifth singer. Read. Had.
the singer had just returned from a trip to Alaska when her doctors told her that she had cancer.
Okay. Now the question number one, which of the two actions came first? Okay. We have to answer. Fifth, returning for a trip, or the doctors telling Fifth she had cancer. Which of the two actions came first? According to this sentence. Over here we use past perfect and we use past simple. What part or what situation happened first? Mr. Juan Aspiazu. What situation or action happened first?
Con la respuesta.
Yes. Fifth returned from a trip or the doctors telling Fifth she had cancer?
The doctors telling
Doctors telling,
Pobre she had cancer.
okay. Okay. Now then, Miss Jocelyn Arriaga, please read 4 years later. Arriaga. Jocelyn. 4 years later.
4 years later, she set a new record. Nobody had spotted so many different bird species, which
Okay.
led to action come first.
Okay. So 4 years later, she set a new record. Nobody had spotted so many different bird species. Okay. So which of the two actions occur or happen first? Fifth, setting a new record, or nobody spotting so many different bird species. Ms. Tuasa, what do you think? What is the first action or situation occur first or happen first? According to this sentence, okay, 4 years later. So, which action came first? Genesis. Genesis, Toasa. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you repeat, please?
Okay, according to this sentence, okay, you have to tell me the correct answer. Which of the two actions came first? She set a new record or nobody had spoke? Setting a new record or spotting so many different.
Setting a new record.
Sorry?
Setting a new record.
Okay, setting a new record. Okay, now we have two mistakes. Why? Guys, you have to read carefully, okay? You have to read and comprehend the meaning about the sentence, okay? For example, we have two actions. The action number one, Philip returning from a trip, okay? This sentence, okay, don't read, okay, say say the same action happened in this part. Philip, snap singer, had just returned from a trip. It's the same. Philip returning from a trip. Then, when her doctors told her that she had cancer. So this part, this sentence happened first, then this action. So which of the two actions came first? Philip or she returning from a trip because she had just returned. Always, if you see had and then you see the verb in past participle, you have to, okay, you have to understand that this action occurred or happened first, okay? It's the same with the next sentence. 4 years later, she set a new record, okay? So over here, we don't have the word had. Then we have another sentence. Nobody had spotted so many different verb species. So this sentence, okay, is the first action, the first situation. So then, which of the two actions came first? Please setting a new record? No. Nobody spotting so many different verb species? Yes. So that's the correct answers, okay? So guys, we stop here today, okay? And on Thursday, we'll continue. Today for second bachelor, have homework, okay? About past perfect. For third bachelor, I thought you did the homework about the past perfect, okay? So only for second bachelor, third bachelor, no. Today you don't have homework. For second bachelor, yes, you have homework. Para los terceros bachillerato no tienen deber. Los de segundo, sí. Tercero no tiene porque están en semana de evaluación. ¿Ok? Chicos, algo que me di cuenta ahorita. A ver. Los verbos regulares, la pronunciación del ED me lo pronuncian clarito. Returned, spotted, or watched, or talked. No, no es así. La correcta pronunciación la vamos a realizar el día jueves. Okay. Eso es un tema de pasado simple. Pero como estamos hablando en pasado, entonces vamos a ocupar ese tema el día jueves para recordar cómo es la correcta pronunciación con los verbos regulares en pasado, usando el ed. ¿Ok? Porque repito, no es returned, no es spotted, no es talked, no es watched. ¿Ok? So, esa es la pronunciación incorrecta. Ok, vamos a detenernos el día de hoy con este tema. Segundo tiene tarea el día. Esta tarea es sobre el pasado perfecto. Está aquí. Pasado perfecto simple, diciembre 2022. Ya la voy a habilitar para que la puedan hacer. Esta tarea la pasé a esta semana porque justo para esta fecha no se podían enviar tareas porque solo tuvimos un día de clase y las vacaciones se habían adelantado para el 21. Los 21 terminaron y tuvieron vacaciones. Entonces, esa tarea quedó para esta semana. Y la siguiente, que es pasado perfecto continuo, la vamos a ver el día jueves también. ¿Ok? Y el día jueves también tiene tarea solo segundo bachillerato, tercero no. Tercero no tiene nada de tarea esta semana. ¿Ok? Ya no tenemos mucho tiempo, ya hablaremos de ese tema para el día jueves, porque ya se va a acabar la hora, más o menos un minuto. ¿Ok? Entonces ese tema lo vamos a topar Arriaga el día jueves, ¿ok? Sobre las tareas. Ya, ok chicos, entonces cuídense mucho, take care of yourself, have a nice day, and goodbye. I'll see you on Thursday, ¿ok?